Hi there, this is Allison Simpson with Summit Real Estate, and I'm standing here on the shores of beautiful Lake Dillon. Actually, it's not a lake at all, it's a reservoir. You may or may not have known that. I was lucky enough to be in a class recently with John Blackwell, who's the operations manager for the Denver Water Board of Lake Dillon, Dillon Reservoir. And we learned a lot of really neat things, and I just thought I'd tell you a few things. I think it's kind of cool about the history. So Dillon Reservoir was thought of, conceived, if you will, in the 1920s and 1930s, when the people that were living in Colorado could see that about 80% of the population was living on the eastern side of the divide, but about 80% of the precipitation was happening here on the western side of the divide. They knew that Denver was going to be the hub of Colorado and the capital, and so they knew they had to devise a plan to get water down to Denver. So between 1960 and 1963, Dillon Reservoir was created. The town of Dillon used to be right out there. They moved many of the buildings, which you probably know about, the ODI, the Arapahoe Cafe, and the Mint, a few others. And they leveled whatever else was standing, moved it up into where the town of Dillon is now. And then by 1964, it was finished. And in 1964, 1965, the Roberts Tunnel, which is right over there, is the tunnel that takes water from the lake down toward Denver. It goes about 23 miles, and it goes down to the town of Grant, and then it makes its way on down to Denver from there. The water is always flowing. This is Denver's water supply. It's their drinking water, and about 40% of Denver's water comes from this lake. Another interesting place over here by the dam that started it all, there's what they call the glory hole, and that when the lake is full, the elevation is 9,017 feet, and water spills out of the glory hole down into a tube and takes it down into the Blue River. Doesn't always happen that it's full, and like right now it's about 25 feet below that. And it ebbs and flows because as water comes in from the melt off and then goes down toward Denver, the level of the lake is always changing. Interestingly, the deepest part of the lake is over by the dam. It's 231 feet deep. That's the deepest part. And all around the whole circumference, depending on how full the lake is when you look at it, it's about 28 miles, 28 miles around. And there's a bike path that goes all the way around, so it's great for a great bike ride, great drive on your bike, or a drive if you'd rather not bike. The summer we have lots of fun things, obviously sailing and paddleboarding and all kinds of fun water things to do. But the one thing we can't do here is swim. There's no swimming allowed in Lake Dillon. And people always ask me, in real estate, well, why can't we swim? It's such a beautiful lake. And the reason why is that about 5 feet below the surface of the water is a constant temperature of about 42 degrees in this water. That is cold. That is very cold. You could be in it for a little while, but chances of being in too long and facing exposure and just not being a good thing is high. So no swimming in the lake, but lots of other fun things to do. Anyway, it's a great lake. I hope you can come out and see us and come and visit our lake. It's a beautiful place to be in the winter or summer.